Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hiya.
Welcome back. We are back for part 2 of Charli XCX. And of course, we are joined by our amazing guest, Lydia is back.
Yo, Lydia is back.
She's back and better
She's
than
back.
ever.
Yeah.
And we are diving into, I think, a very exciting part of Charli, because we're diving into the later half, which is Charli, How I'm Feeling Now, Crash, and of course, Brat. How excited are you to dive into these albums?
I'm so excited to dive into these albums.
Yeah.
How
I'm
excited are you?
I'm excited because I feel like we're going to have such different answers. I feel like you guys are going to have the same. And then I'm just going to be like this random ass.
We still have never had the exact same thing yet.
No, we've had, I think
We
for
always
Renaissance,
disagree.
we were like,
Almost there.
we all were almost the same.
But we've never been exact yet.
Exactly. on the money.
Okay.
Before we dive in, of course, we have to do our question of the week, another Charli edition. I have a question, so I can start it off if you'd like. I can see Elisa's like, what am I going to ask? I'm going to do a question based on this album.
Ooh.
So there's a song with Charli Superfan called 1999. Yes. What is your favorite era of music? Like, is it like the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s? Like, do you feel like there was an era that you just like live and breathe?
I would say now.
2020s.
2020s. I would say like, you know, like Renaissance, like dance pop era is like the now era of like electronic pop that we're going into. Because like, yeah, I would 100% because it's more dancey and like fun. Whereas like, and it hasn't got like, I don't know. Obviously, we'll probably look back on it and be like, it has not aged well. But like, right now, I'm living, laughing, loving.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What was yours?
I was going to say probably like early 2000s because I feel like it was so much cuntier back then and nothing is as cuntier as it like is. Like nothing as is that
What about Megan
cunt.
Thee Stallion?
She's cunt, but like the cuntification of the early 2000s is otherworldly that no one's doing it like that no more.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I would probably say like mine's like 2010s.
Like, who are
early-
we chatting about for like your eras?
Like, I'm thinking
Who-
about
who was
Rihanna.
cunt?
Oh, who was cunt?
Yeah.
Who wasn't cunt, honestly. But if I was thinking about like singers in general, I would say like obviously you had your Britney Spears and she was like early 90s as well. And then you've also got like Christina Aguilera, you've got
Avril Lavigne.
yeah, Avril Lavigne was really cunt.
Paris Hilton.
Oh, she's so cunt.
Stars Are Blind.
Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, just all those girly pops back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mine's probably the 2010s. Like, you know, a lot of, like, you know, Kendrick Lamar and, like, Rihanna and Beyonce and Kanye and all of that era. I love this new era. And if I was to say any other, it'd be probably the 90s. I love, like, the 90s era. Like, the 90s hip-hop, 90s
Yeah.
grunge. Like, I live and breathe it.
like Destiny's Child's
The
days.
number one song of the year I was born was Baby One More Time.
Slay.
That's so iconic.
Can't remember what
gotta
mine
say.
was. I did search it up, but I can't remember what
I think
it
it
was.
was Lose Yourself.
Really? Should I search it up
Eminem.
right now?
Or was that too late? Maybe it was.
Let me
What was
check.
yours? Do you know?
Of what? Of like what song?
Number one song of the year you were born.
Oh, mine it makes sense. So the number one song when I was born, well, I don't know if it was the entire year, but I know the
End of the
day
year.
the day that I was born
Oh, right.
was Destiny's Child's Bootylicious, which makes so much sense. Makes so much sense because like I do be bootylicious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything says different, but on Wikipedia it says Indie Club by 50 Cent. Is the
Oh,
number
yeah.
one. But then
Go
when you
Shine.
like go like straight from Google, it says Crazy in Love by Beyonce. So I'll take that more.
I'll take
than
that, yeah.
I'll take that answer.
All good ones. You both have got Beyonce there. Britney for me, that's totally fine. I'll be there with her knives. Out here doing the things. Yes.
I love her. She's so
She's so iconic.
Her on the beach naked.
Yes.
No, my favorite video of Britney is literally where she says, "Hey guys, I know my like house looks a little weird right now. I just burnt down my whole like house." I was like, "What do you mean you just burnt down your house, girl?"
Why is that you when you're her age though?
You when you play a board game.
I expect Lydia
No,
to be
I can't
Britney
go into
Spears.
that. That's too much lore.
But yeah, no, I can't wait to do a Britney Spears episode. I'm so excited to do a Britney episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that for sure.
100%.
But let's dive in.
We haven't done our questions,
What
girl.
about our question?
Our questions, bitch.
So
I
sorry.
had a question and I fully forgot.
Okay,
I've
well,
got
Lydia,
one.
go first.
Okay, so from the album How I'm Feeling Now, there's a song called Enemy. And if you know me, I got enemies. But I just want to ask, do you feel like you hold grudges or do you peacefully move on?
I hold grudges to a degree. I feel like
What degree?
I feel like it's not like I don't like go like fuck that person or whatever. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not that type of person. Sorry, Lydia.
Sorry, I just like...
But I also like I don't forgive easily. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not like someone who like, you know,
You'll remember.
If we ever fall out, like I'm probably not gonna say yeah, let's be friends again. It's probably gonna be like a no, I don't really want to, you know, continue this friendship. But
We
I just move on.
be friends.
I was about to say, we
But
are
they
family.
but they can just pretend because. Sorry for your loss if you stop being friends with me, because, you know, slay.
You're literally
Period.
amazing.
I definitely don't hold grudges on the person. I feel like I beat myself up about it more, if that makes sense. Like, I could be the person who's been in the wrong, who hasn't been in the wrong, and I'll still find, like, they're probably saying that because of X, Y, and Z reasons, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out in myself. I never usually, like... When it's like, say, for example, we're shit-talking someone, I can easily be like, that person's a bitch. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they said that. But then I will go home and, like, be by myself and I'm like, okay, so I actually think that I'm the issue. And, like, even though I won't be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, I always, like, I'll have hope in them, but I will never, like Ben said, I would never be friends with them again if I know what they've done. I had this friend ages and ages ago, and we were really close, and they did some things which, like, I just wasn't comfortable with, and the way that I tried to speak about it, they weren't happy with.
Yeah.
Big drama happened, basically, and we fell apart, like, fully, like, gave each other's things back from our houses. Like, it was like a breakup almost. And I was like, okay, I'm not friends with this person, but, like, I felt like I was in the wrong this whole time. Like, it was like years had passed, and then this person texted me back last year or the year before and was like, I'm so sorry for, like, everything I did. Like, you know, like, I was in a really dark place, blah, 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 blah. Like, can we be friends? Or, like, do you want to hang out? And I was like... No. Like, I've moved on from this. Respectfully, no. I was like, I've moved on for this. Thank you for reaching out, but I can't go back to this sort of situation because people don't change, like, in the nicest way. Like, I am not a believer in people changing. Like, I think people can change to an extent, but, like, if you rekindle an old friendship, it most likely will burn the same way it did before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's reasons things happen. So, like, there'll be a reason why things burn out.
What about you, Lydia?
At least it's like, oh my god, like, I'm the problem. Even though she's like literally sweet angel baby, but like, literally, like, okay, law. But basically, I waffle on about, oh my god, an enemy, and like when we're working together, I'm like, oh my god, guys, an enemy is in the store right now.
Lydia has too many enemies to count.
No, literally, it's actually becoming a problem. Like, I go to my local shopping center and I'm greeted. There should be just like a trigger warning on some of them where I'm like, like jump scare. Like, no, thank you. Like, peace and love. Hope they're doing better. But please just stop. Like, I don't know. Sometimes... What? Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, I'm a firm believer that, like, not that I'm not wrong. Like, I've definitely have moments where I've been an enemy to someone else. I'm not going to sit here.
There's definitely moments when you're wrong, Lydia.
No, there is definitely
She needs
moments.
to cue that Drake song. I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies.
For real, like, there's definitely, like, a lot of moments in my life where I've, like, actually taken a step back and been like, oh, reality check, bitch. Like, you were the enemy. Like, you were a terrible person. And, like, I can acknowledge that, except there are some twisted people out there that would never admit that they were in the wrong, or, like, I don't know. And then they'll try and come back in my life, and I'm like, no, I'm literally so much better than you. Please leave me alone. But then, point blank period. But then again, there's like people who, like, I say enemy, but it's very loose term because, like, it's actually began to be like this massive, broad term because like there's this girl like from year 1 who stole my rubber out of my tidy tray, and like public enemy number 1. She came into the store like not too long ago, and I was like,
I need you to make an Excel spreadsheet of all the enemies you can think of and give reasons.
You will be like,
and then rank them like how big of an enemy.
No, number 1 to like 100.
Yes.
Like, okay.
And every time you get a new enemy.
We don't have the names, but you just have like.
And then I give them a song how I would describe them.
I need your love.
No. Actually, he's not an enemy. He's really nice and he's really rich now, so good for him.
He buying all the sales straps.
He's got his own business and stuff. Like no, sorry, I just realized what you said. No, but he's I don't know what, but he's got some business. He's doing really well. So kudos to him.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Slay. What's your question, Elise?
Well, I'm gonna follow another deeper question. So obviously she has the album called How I'm Feeling Now. I just want to check in with you guys. How are you all feeling now?
I'm
like
feeling
in life.
Good. I'm feeling fucking slay.
Yeah.
No, I'm feeling really good. It's Pride Month.
Yeah,
so the month is all about me.
Yeah.
It's all about me.
But no, like I'm just like fucking cruising. I don't really have like any like problems at the moment, so I'm feeling pretty like cruisy and chill.
So good.
So yeah. That's how I'm feeling.
I'm feeling stressed. Literally,
girl.
Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling funky fresh. No, I'm stressed because, like, obviously times are tough at the moment. Like, money is not coming to me like it should be.
It's not a joke.
I'm out here.
You are out here betting your money on the Powerball.
Stop! It's actually becoming a problem.
Money.
No. Okay, you guys are like giving me shit for it, but like literally, I only put in $24, and it's like recycled money because I keep winning at least $20 back.
How often is this $24?
No, well, I've not spent any more than $24 at all in this entire time because I've always won something because I'm so good. I just haven't won the 20 mil yet. So I keep going in to win this 20 mil, and now this week it's 40 mil. So I'm manifesting that I win because no one won the 20 mil last week. So obviously I'm supposed to win 40 mil this week. I was supposed to win more. So
that 40 mil's got you stressed.
So
no, well, it's got me stressed if I don't get it.
If you ever just see like Lydia like, disappear.
You know
why.
You know
why. Like if I never show up on the pod again, you know exactly why. You won't know my location, but you will know that I will be shaking my ass on a yacht somewhere.
She'll be doing it remote from a yacht.
Yeah. I'll tune in every once in a while. I'll Skype call, guys.
We'll send a video. We'll like put a video in.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys.
Of just her shaking ass to the song that we're doing.
Yeah, literally. Yep. Von Dutch.
How are you feeling, Elise?
I'm feeling alright. Definitely having some mentally tough moments, but that's normal. Things happen. Life goes on. So, recuperating. This is actually a good segue, to what the main thing we're talking about this week is Charli XCX. I felt like I met Charli at a good point in my life because, like, got some tough things going on, obviously, and Charli's, like, a stand on, like, individuality, being yourself.
A boss-ass bitch.
Exactly. Being a boss-ass bitch and not stressing on, like, other things. So I was like, I feel like I met Brat at a good time.
Yeah. It's a good time to be a brat.
It's a good time to be a brat. It's a good time to, like, meet Charli and understand what she's for and get reminded of, like, things, Like, you just need that reminder. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Slay. Well, with that, let's dive in because I can't wait to talk about these albums. We're going to start with Charli.
Yes.
Have you got the thing up?
Oh, yes.
Do your job.
Do my job. So Charli...
Elise is the host.
I am. Charli's the 13th of September, 2019. 42 on Billboard. So the highest she went on Billboard so far, I think. No, lies.
Was it Sucker?
Sucker.
That was the highest?
Yeah. No awards and nominations. 4 singles. White Mercedes, Gone, Blame It On Your Love, featuring Lizzo. 1999 featuring Troye Sivan. And this had 13 features as well.
So Cherry Bomb Part 2.
Cherry Bomb Part 2.
Oh, I love.
Christine and the Queens. Sky Ferreira. 2 Troye Sivan songs. Kim Petras. Tommy Cash. Haim. I love when I do the features. It's just me guessing the word and Ben correcting me.
Yep.
Yeah. Big Frida. Cupcake. Brooke Candy. Pablo Vittar. Claro. And Yayi?
I'm going to say Yayi.
You
Or
reckon?
Yayi or whatever.
Yayi?
I don't know. That's the one I was like,
No
I'm
idea.
glad I'm not hosting this week.
And this was a 15 track lister, so a little bit longer than the last one.
Yes. Is this our longest track list so far? No. It's the same as Sucker.
No, the longest is Brat Deluxe.
Yeah, but I meant this far in
Oh,
the career.
yeah. Yeah. Who's starting?
I started the first album last week, so maybe let's do Elise first.
Okay, stunning. Charli. Okay, so my tops. Number 5 is Shake It. Number 4 is Click. Number 3 is Next Level Charli. Number 2 is Cross You Out. And then my number 1 is Gone.
Slay.
For me, I'm going to be honest. I got lost again with Charli. Like, for me, I got hooked with Pop 2, and then Charli, I was like, you named yourself after an album that is not your best album, in my personal opinion.
Fair.
And it happens with all albums besides the Beyonce album. But whenever an artist names them, like, their album themselves, it's never their best
Like
album.
self-titled.
Yeah.
Well, good luck Megan Thee Stallion, because her new album's called Megan.
Well, to be fair, Megan shakes ass. Like, Megan gets it. So I reckon it'll be good.
Well, mine. Number 5 for me is 2099. So the other Troy song.
Yeah.
Loved that. That was slay.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Number 4, Warm featuring Haim. Number 3, Cross You Out featuring Sky Ferreira. Number 2, Gone featuring Christine and the Queens. And my favorite for sure is Silver Cross. Yeah, I loved that song. That song's fucking slay.
Okay. Number 5, White Mercedes. Number 4, Warm. Number 3, Cross You Out. Number 2, 1999. And number 1, Gone. I fucking love Gone. I remember when this like first came out, I was popping my puss so hard in the car. I literally was like in the car like yeah, like, I was just like fucking going off. So yeah, so good. Like the way like the vocals are insane. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
What are your bottoms,
My
Elise?
bottoms. All right. My not a fan is Blame It On Your Love. My skip it is Silver Cross. And then my race it is February 2017.
That's fair. I am quite hurt about Silver Cross. But I'll move on. My bottoms, number 3 is Next Level Charli.
Wow.
Number 2 is Thoughts. And my least favorite is Shake It, featuring Pablo Vittar, Big Frida, Cupcake, and Brooke Candy.
I just love it.
She's not for me.
That's fair. You don't like Cupcake. You have an issue with Cupcake and Charli together. You have an issue. Hater.
I actually do like Cupcake. I just find I like Charli in different. Like I feel like when they do songs together, it's not the Charli sound that I look for.
Lick, 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 lick. I wanna eat your dick, but I can't fuck with my nails, so I'm picking up with chopsticks.
Mouth wide open.
Mouth wide open, mouth wide open, like I was at the dentist.
That was my mum's favorite song at one point.
That explains a lot.
I love my mummy.
my mommy.
Okay, is it my go?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Number 3, Shake It.
We both
Shake
like,
it, bitch.
was like,
Shake it, ass bitch. Okay, number 2, I Don't Want to Know.
I love that song.
Number 1, Thoughts.
Yes.
It was not for
Thoughts
me.
is not for me.
Yeah.
Slay.
Sorry,
But I mean,
Charli.
this album I do really like. I do think it's good. I remember like when this came out, I was like, oh my God, I'm like so excited for like, you know, this era. Because like the singles were like really, really strong. The other thing about this album, I think, I could be wrong, it was this era that this album came out so late, like much later than like the last stuff, and she took such a break because she was meant to put out an album called XCX World that never came out, that had Boys and After the After Party. Do you remember those songs?
How does Boys go?
I was busy thinking about boys. But like that was the sound of what XCX World was gonna give, but then that album got scrapped. So that's why this album was like the rework of like what she was doing. I'm pretty sure maybe it was Pop 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's move on to album 4,
How I'm feeling now. So this was released on the 15th of May, 2020. So COVID.
What was that?
Accolades and certifications. We have 111 on Billboard. 111. Awards and nominations, none. Singles, Forever, Claws, I Finally Understand. And features was BJ Burton. Slay. Was it meant to be DJ Burton?
No, BJ Burton.
Okay.
Slay.
And it was a 11 track list. I know, but it just sounds funny. BJ.
BG.
Alrighty.
The purse.
So much puss going on.
Alright, Ben, you tell us your tops.
Okay, this album is fucking slay. Number 5 for me is Detonate. Number 4 for me is Forever. Number 3 for me is Enemy. Number 2 for me is Claws. And my favourite is 7 Years featuring BJ Burton. Yes. I digress. Move on.
Lydia.
Okay, number 5, Anthems. Number 4, I Finally Understand. Number 3, Visions. Number 2, Enemy. And number 1, Forever.
Slay. What was your number 4?
Oh, I Finally Understand.
It's good that you do. You finally understand.
Stop.
She don't understand anything.
I don't understand
There's
what's
nothing.
going on.
Do you know remember part 1? She fried all those brain cells up in there.
Not for real.
Boom. Clap.
I'll never get over that.
What are yours?
Mine, number 5 is also Anthems. Number 4 is Part for You.
Party for you?
Party for You, sorry. It autocorrected.
So-
My number 3 is Forever. My number 2 is C 2.0. And then my number 1 is Pink Diamond.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, we have such different lists. This is
We
like
do
a
have
very
such different
different
lists.
list for
Yeah.
this album.
Yeah.
My bottoms. Number 3 is Pink Diamond. Mine not a fan. My skip it is Anthems. And my erase it is C 2.0.
Wow. Very different.
Very different list.
Very different. Okay. Well, what I do is when I do my list, I like to go on like TikTok or Reddit to see like what other people's lists were like. So I'm like, am I part of the party or not? And this album had like the most different change.
Yeah, it's
of,
a very,
like,
it's a very,
ones.
I feel like everyone takes away something different off this album.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Number 3, Detonate. I'm sorry. Number 2, 7 Years. And number 1, C 2.0.
Wow.
So it just wasn't for me.
We had the same
Yeah.
bottom of the bottom.
This is like a funny, like we all have like enemies against each other. So my not a fan is Detonate. My skip it is I Finally Understand. And my eraser is Enemy.
I love Enemy.
Wow,
No.
we are so.
Baby,
That's
you're
not what
my
I thought. Like,
enemy.
I thought you both were gonna be like literally so in sync with one another.
Nah.
Interesting.
I'm actually kind of surprised Claws wasn't in your top.
Mine, really.
I fucking thought you'd fuck with that song.
Maybe I did, but it might have.
I like everything about you.
But like when I listened to it, thing is, I've only listened to this album probably like once or twice through, so it's
Yeah.
not like
You'd have to revisit it.
I haven't like marinated with it. You know what I
fuck
mean?
with Claws so hard. That song's like one of my like hype girl anthems.
Love.
Slay.
Alrighty, so Crash is the next one,
Ooh, Crash.
which has a deluxe. That's what we're doing today. This was released on the 18th of March 2022, so outside of COVID, and boom, did she pop off with this one. 7 on Billboard, so the top one so far. It was nominated for Best Pop Album at Gold Derby Music Awards. Go on,
It's the only
Derby.
time an album of hers has been nominated.
I reckon Brat's going to be high up there this year, for sure.
I think Brad is going to be her album to take home awards.
Yeah,
I hope so. Good for her.
good for her.
You go, Glenn.
You go, Glenn Coco. 5 singles, Good Ones, New Shapes, The Queens, Beg for You. Oh, sorry. New Shapes. It was just a new line that said The Queens. Number 3, Beg for You. Number 4, Baby. And number 5, Used to Know Me. 3 features, Caroline Polachek, Christine and the Queens, and Rena
Sawayama.
I read that one and I was like,
That's
that's a big one. And a 16-track lister. Can I just say, I hate it when artists name their song Baby, because all I can think of now is Baby from Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
It's like ruined the word for me.
Fair. How do we feel about Crash?
I love Crash. I think it's a lot more poppy vibes, I find.
This is like
That's probably
definitely
why.
her main, like, this is like, to me, besides Sucker, like the mainstream album. To me, it feels very like driven towards, to me, the charts for sure, compared to like these other albums that are up here. So, but I mean, I still really like the album, of course. This is like, I think this was the album of hers that I like. I knew like songs like Unlock It, Lock It and stuff like those that I liked, but I wasn't like a deep diver into her music. When Crash came out, I was so in love with the song Good Ones when it was first announced before the album came out. And I was like, I'm so here for this, whatever this new era is going to be. And I got really into the Crash album. And then I like went back through all of her other records and was sort of like, okay, well, Crash is not my favorite album of hers, but I do really like Crash.
Slay.
So, yeah, I feel like this is like where I started to really get into Charli's music a lot.
Nice.
So, yeah. Even though like I listened to Sucker when it came out
Yeah.
back in the day, but like I wasn't like a giant fan. I feel
You
like now
weren't
I'm like
spreading your puss.
I'm a huge Charli fan. I was
Spread the
definitely
puss.
spreading the
Yeah.
puss.
Spread the puss always.
Is it your first?
Oh, is that? All right,
Your first for
Slay.
Crash?
Is that
All right. Number...
pebbles?
What?
That's what you sound like, just like a crackling of pebbles
No,
sometimes.
it's gravel. I just sound like...
Gravel.
I don't know. Okay, so number 5, Lightning. She's a little repetitive, but I kind of like her, you know?
London Queen.
Okay, number 4, Yuck. Number 3, Beg for You. Number 2, Constant Repeat. And number 1, Good Ones.
Slay. What about you, Elise?
My 5. So number 5 is Yuck. Number 4 is Good Ones. Number 3 is Crash. Number 2 is Used to Know Me. And number 1 is How Can I Not Know When I Need...
How can I not know what I
How
need
can I
right
not
now?
know when I need right now? That's it. Yeah.
Interesting. That's a deluxe track. Interesting.
I like it.
Mine.
Sorry, her toes are literally poking me so
My
much.
God.
Her dogs are on the loose.
With the dog blanket.
No, like, woof.
The way you patted the dog when you there.
She patted the dog. She patted the puss.
Oh my God.
My number 5 was Used to Know Me. Number 4, Good Ones. Number 3, Crash. Number 2, Lightning. And my favorite is Constant Repeat. I love Constant Repeat. That song is so fucking slay.
Is it constantly on repeat?
It was when it
I
came
love
out.
it.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Slay.
So good. What are your bottoms, Lydia?
Lydia. I always have my phone upside down. What's wrong with me? All right. Number 3, Twice. Number 2, Selfish Girl. Number 1, What You Think About Me.
I like What You Think About Me.
I don't.
I don't give a damn what you think about me.
Also, how many mail have you got?
Oh, girl.
Holy guacamole.
Oh, mine's the same.
I'm very
really?
popular with the marketing.
With the spam.
With the spam. I
Everyone
just
wants
sign
a
up for
piece of
everything.
her.
Yeah, look, well, I'm always like, oh, I love those benefits, but I don't fucking shop because I have no money because I haven't won the Powerball.
One day she's going to click with those 74,000 and be like,
Who am I going to choose today? Yeah.
you're like, I'm ready.
I can't wait. That'll be like picking the lotto there. Which one is going to be the chosen one?
What is your bottoms, Elise?
My not a fan is Selfish Girl. My skip it is New Shapes. And my erase it is Every Rule.
I love Every Rule.
It's gone.
Bye.
It's back.
Bye, Malaysia.
You and I have a very similar list, except
Really?
for one song.
Oh, okay.
My number 3 is How Can I Not Know What I Need Right Now? Sorry, Elise. Number 2 is Twice. Number 1 is Selfish Girl.
Selfish Girl is all on our bottom.
Yeah, Selfish Girl is probably the down there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we get to move on to the new album. We get to move on to Brat.
There's so much to decode with this album.
I reckon we give all the deets about it, then dive into the tea, and then finish off with our tops and bottoms.
Okay, stunning. So I'll do the deets. So Brat, iconic name, was released June 7th, 2024, literally 4 days before my birthday. Went number 3 on Billboard. Not number 1 because of reasons we will.
Well, no, it's not Billboard. That was the big one. It was the UK charts.
Oh, right,
That
yeah.
was the big one. We'll talk about that.
Awards and nominations, none yet. Hopefully she goes to the Grammys with this one.
I think this could be a contender for Album of the Year.
I hope so.
To be honest, I think this album's fantastic.
I feel like it'll definitely go to the Grammys for like pop album or like
or electronic.
Electronic, yeah. Well, at least Von Dutch as a single should go, I think. And singles, you've got Von Dutch and 360, which the videos for them, chef's kiss.
Oh my god,
they're so good.
They're next level Charli.
Yeah, and this is the deluxe is an 18 track lister, which the deluxe is Brat. It's the same as Brat, but it's only got 3 extra songs added to it, or something like that.
Brat. But there's 3 more songs, so it's different, but it's not.
Brat, and it's the same, but there's 3 more songs, so it's not.
There you go.
Love.
I think that's so iconic.
I think that's so
that's
good.
Very
It's
Brat behavior.
It is,
which I
very
think like
much
fits
so.
like the concept.
aesthetic.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I think so. One thing about Brat. So when the marketing of this album, I mean, the marketing has been fantastic.
Yeah.
So good.
But one thing that I love is I think it's in London, they painted a whole wall neon green with just the word Brat when it came out, and people came and did like a listening party there. Charli came there and everything. Excuse me.
Oh my god.
And then a few days later, people were still like out there camping and that. And out of nowhere, these painters showed up and painted the whole wall white. And everyone was like, oh my God, they're painting over like Brat. Like this is so shit. And everyone was upset. And then they started writing Brat, but it's the same with 3 more.
Oh, I love that.
And she live streamed the whole thing of it being painted. And that's how she announced the deluxe, which I think is awesome. Also, she changed every album cover to the
text,
and everything.
but with a different color with the like concept of that album, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's really out here doing her thing. We haven't showed vinyls because I actually don't have any of her other vinyls. I will get there, but I do.
Shall I hold it up?
I do have Brat.
We
have Brat on vinyl.
Yes.
This album has a little insert.
Hello.
So this actually has. It's like a typewriting thing of all of the like.
Oh, that's cool.
Everything that like every person that was a part of the album, the tracks who produced
George.
There's also in this side a giant book.
Oh, I love a good book.
That has, if I can get it open, this is a lot. Like all of the song lyrics, and then in the middle there's a giant glossy photo of her looking slay.
That's hot. Is that the same photo that's in here?
No, it's a different photo.
Oh.
See it.
Oh,
Oh,
she's so
cute.
She looks hot.
She's so pretty.
And then, of course, we have the vinyl, which I deliberately did not show this to. Sorry, I'm literally out of
What
sorts
is
with this.
boom, boom,
So
boom.
sorry.
3, 5, 4, 5.
It's very that.
Do you want me to do it on this side, the vinyl?
Yeah. I literally didn't show this to Lydia and Elise because I wanted to
can
see
see
their
red.
reaction.
All I see is red. I think you have shown me this.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Isn't
oh my
it
God.
fucking beautiful?
That's sick.
It's like all on pink
Splattered.
and black splatter. And I think that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's such a cool... There's a lot of variants of this album, but this was the one that I saw and was like, I really want this.
Does she have a green version?
Yeah, she had a green picture disc that had all the track names on the disc,
Oh, that's cool.
which was really cool. And she did a blue and a red version of it as well.
You nipped me.
There was also a picture disc as well of like 2 pictures of her.
Oh, that's cool.
But that was like really limited.
Yeah.
And it sold out before I could get my hands on it.
Oh.
So, that's okay. Oh, I've still got the little paper. I've got my paperwork here. I'll file that later. Before we dive into our tops and bottoms, this album has really been a topic of conversation because there's a lot of Charli's really
Rumorized tea,
Yeah.
we should say.
But Charli has also been really out here getting her flowers, and is really like in this era
yeah.
of you know, being
A brat.
being a brat, and like also I guess being like in the like I would say A-list celebrity status.
I
Sort
agree.
of like the way that she's being treated at the moment is very that, which I love.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this for a long time. I feel like Charli has been around
She's
for so long.
always been a star as well. Like,
Yeah,
I think
but,
she's always
like-
had that star.
I'm a star!
I'm a star! Like, she literally has so much, like, I don't know, when you look at her, she
Pop
has
star.
that energy. She's got that
Yeah,
rah, rah, rah.
it's superstar energy.
100%.
But yeah,
finally her
at the
time.
moment, there's a whole thing going around because so we talked about this on when we did the Billy episode, but as we talked about, if you didn't watch it, which if you didn't, go back and watch it, go listen to the other ones. You shouldn't be out here listening to this until you listen to all the others.
Literally.
But
I get very heated in that album. In that
yeah, and that one
episode.
always got really heated. But
Yeah.
so maybe we'll get a bit more of that today. But basically, Billy put out her album "Hit Me Hard and Soft," which was heading for #1 on Billboard. Then Taylor Swift put out more variants of Tortured
Also,
Poets.
okay, let's just clear the room. Ben, not a big Taylor Swift fan. Lydia loves Taylor Swift. I'm in the middle.
Very impartial.
So you
I'm
know,
impartial. I'm like, eh.
but anyway, puts out more variants of Tortured Poets Department. So then Billy tries to put out a remix of an extended of L'Amour to try and like, you know, build that up. All these things, basically them fighting in that whole week space to try and get #1, and then Taylor eventually got #1, even though her album had already been #1 for 5 weeks.
Because she just released a variant.
Because she released
of it.
variants of literally live versions of songs on the Eras tour, which you can watch on Disney Plus. So, like, you know, I was a bit like, okay, I find that really annoying, but like her fans will literally buy anything, which I mean, go off, you know, like,
Get that back.
I would probably do the same for Rihanna. I'm not saying like, you know, it's unusual behavior, but the way I look at it is I hate that it's sort of like Taylor takes advantage of that, which like,
Yeah.
you know, is unfair. I believe can be unfair to the fans in a way. But I mean, you know, if
she
you
had
want to spend
5
your money
weeks.
on that,
She had 5 weeks, like, before Billy
Yeah.
to release those versions, but
Yeah.
it just so happened it specifically went on that week.
yes.
Like, come on now. Like, if
Yeah.
it's been 5 weeks, like, all that promo should be done by
So
now.
then we fast forward to the week of Brat coming out.
yeah.
Charli puts out Brat. Taylor's still in at this current when the album comes out is heading for still being #1 and Charli being #2. So Charli puts out the deluxe edition, and then it looks like Charli's going to have her first ever UK #1 album, first #1 album ever, which would be huge for her.
Yeah.
And then Taylor Swift launches another 3 more variants of Tortured Poets with demo like voice notes on her phone of 3 of a different song on each one. So they have to buy all 3 to hear them. Only available in the UK.
Like, come on now.
And it's
That's silly. Come on, yeah.
and I know that she's currently in the UK. I get like that maybe was planned if we're playing devil's advocate, but like also I was just sort of like, this has happened twice now.
yeah.
And I'm with those variants being out, she has 38 variants of the Tortured Poets Department. I'm so sorry.
That's too much.
That's just like overkill.
Then there's definitely some poor, lovely little sweetheart out there that's begging their mum for every single one, and mum's going broke for sure.
I know.
She ain't winning no Powerball.
The mum's actually the tortured poet.
Mum is maxing out credit cards.
Yes.
Like, come on now.
Yes.
Mama's working
But-
all the time.
I
Yeah.
just think like you're not a girl's girl at this point. That's just in my eyes what that gives. I could understand if it was just like the Brat one, because like yes, she's in the UK. That kind of does make sense. But the Billy
It's because
one,
the Billy one was before.
exactly. It's just kind of like this isn't lining up, and also like you have so much time to put these variants out, and also these variants are not needed. But you have so much time to put these out, but you
But you
specifically
could just put out
chose
one with all
Oh.
of the extra variants. Like maybe yes, the Billy one, she could have put out one with all of the live versions on the one variant instead of 3.
Yeah.
And then this one, all the one variant with all the demos instead of 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the 3 with one track on each one is kind of overkill.
Yeah. And also, like, yeah, like, it just doesn't need to be done, though. Like, why?
It feels a little bit like, and this pains me to say because I love Taylor Swift, you know, like I can understand she is such an amazing businesswoman. Like if you look
Yeah.
at it from that perspective
Yeah.
as
And
well.
I don't like I don't doubt that either. Like, I'm not like like sitting here going like, fuck her because of rah. Like, she's doing what as
What's
a
gonna make her
businesswoman
money.
should make her money.
Yeah,
So like,
exactly.
I'm not like saying anything at that. Like, she's a great businesswoman, but like, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes I'm like, when you're that successful, and like,
I think
you're
it's
at the
like you
top of
just
it.
want to see some other people get to that, like that level of opportunity where they're getting those number ones and everything. And like Charli has been in the game for so long. It's like, you know, she deserves this. Like she's like worked so hard. And not saying that Taylor hasn't worked hard at all, but like, you know what I mean? Like
Taylor's had so many times of being that top girl.
Successful. She is successful. Like, and I want to see my girl Charli up there. You know?
Yeah, we
Wanna
like
see
For
her.
me, like I feel like the past like year or so, like Taylor's just been like the number one talked about artist, just
Yeah.
because like the Eras tour, like everything to do with all of that. I feel like she's just become like this huge thing, which like stunning, great for her. You do your thing, get that bag, girl. But also like, come on now, like we've got other successful women in the business that need to also get that bag, girl, and that also need to do their thing and like we should all be riling up for each other, not pushing each other down.
Yeah.
And it gives that energy, like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it.
It
'Cause
could,
it's also-
it could honestly, and like Ben said in the Billy like episode, like it could be her team. Like it could not even be
Exactly.
Taylor. But even if it is her team, like Taylor's such a big and powerful woman. Surely she could be like, "Hey, go Queens."
You know what, though? I do think that after this whole Eras tour, she's gonna go quiet. I think she's doing her big one now because I genuinely don't know how she can top this whole Eras era. Like, I genuinely am trying to think because it is such an amazing... I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just don't think she's going to be able... Like, she
top
will.
it.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, to that...
She can't do an Eras tour again.
She can't do an Eras tour again. That's
For
what I'm
me,
trying to say.
I get that. She did not need to release Tortured Poets Department during this whole situation. She
Yeah.
did this album did not need
She
to be
could have
here
just
for
like
it.
finished the Eras tour with Tortured Poets and said, "I'm leaving for a really long time. Here's the album."
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
and
like-
do the re-recordings, put them out because I think it's Reputation and debut that's left. Like do that, get your fucking coin, slay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I said what I said.
I think like it's just kind of weird for someone to tour and then release an album. That's what gets
Yeah.
me done dirty.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm like, you're literally touring right now,
But
and
it
you
was
just released a new
it was
album.
the Eras tour was to promote Midnights. That was like that album was released right as the Eras tour began. So it's now a second album being released during the tour.
Yeah, but the fact that she's released this gives me the energy. Okay, she's gonna go off tour for like 2-3 months, and then she's gonna go back on tour again for this new album. It gives that.
I
for
don't
me.
think she will because she added Tortured Poets
Yeah.
into the Eras tour. So
Did
there's
she?
a
Yeah,
there's a
she's
whole
included it.
there's a like a
But
whole
only like some countries have seen it.
Yeah, so
Only Europe.
yeah, so now it's like I think she's got the Europe leg of the tour, and then the end. I think she ends up back in America.
She's doing like a few shows that she had to cancel.
yeah,
Right.
But
And Canada.
I mean, she may add like a few dates to the American side, but I think that will be it. I don't think she'll do like a whole thing again.
yeah. I think she's gonna be quiet for the
'Cause
next
also,
2
like-
years after.
I mean, surely she's tired.
Yeah, girl. She's sick.
don't
No,
know.
literally,
She's
she
got
is
those
sick.
snot bubbles.
Yeah, I know. She had those number.
Homegirl needs a break.
I reckon
She
she's
needs a break.
tired, but I reckon she's like, I don't know. Like this is like she's.
I don't blame her
calculating.
though in the way of like me sitting there going like if I was her and like I had like this success around me where it's like this is the biggest success probably she's going to have, like not saying she won't be successful
This is
after
her peak.
but
This is her
the
peak.
peak. Like she's going to be, this is the top of her game, most talked about person in the world. Like no one can touch her.
Yeah.
I would take so much advantage of this and capitalize on it so much, which is what she's doing.
Yeah.
Like
She's
I
been
think
doing it for so long.
I
though.
think, to be honest, I think because of the re-records as well, it feels like she's constantly like in
Yeah.
our face. I do feel like, even like I know I've talked to some people who are like Taylor fans have said like Tortured Poets like wasn't a great album to them, or what like they weren't a fan of it, or also just some people are like there's so much Taylor, it's almost becoming like
Sickly.
so diluted that you like people can't process it all. Like it's like, you know, you're like, oh my god, another Taylor Swift album.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Tortured
she
Poets
just
was
put
not
out,
deluxe.
my favorite.
Oh, a deluxe of the deluxe. Oh, 3 more songs to add to the deluxe of the deluxe.
oh my god,
More
phone
deluxe.
samples. Oh my god, yes.
Yes, this is what
You know what I
we
mean? It's sort of
needed.
like, I think when Tortured Poets came out, people were like, okay, and then she put out the anthology with 30 fucking songs.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, this is a lot, like, to process.
For me, like, at this point, like, Tortured Poet doesn't even, like, feel like an album. It feels like an air of... like
Yeah, it's
nothingness.
a
You know
lot
what
of
I mean? Yeah.
And I have heard people say that they feel like the music is starting to feel very repetitive. Like
Yeah.
if you put Tortured Poets and Midnights and 1989's like re-records, they all feel exactly the same sort of
Yeah.
sound and production. And like my thing is, if she does decide after Eras Tour that she's still going to constantly capitalize on it, which I really hope that she takes a break. And that's not because I'm not a fan. It's just I also think like
She's gone
she
crazy.
should take a break.
Yeah.
I do think, even though I love Jack Antonoff as a producer and I love what he does, they need to stop working together for a while because the music is.
They need to be stopped.
No, but I'm
Stop.
saying the albums are sounding exactly the same because it's the same people working on the same album. The reason that all of these sound so different is there's so many different people on each one. That's
Yeah.
why it gives it
Yeah.
that special flair, which each album is like, wow, this is so different. And it doesn't feel like they're all falling into
Yeah.
one thing.
That's how I like am starting to feel with Billie. Like I'm excited to like see her next album if she does bring out Deluxe, but I feel like if she keeps working with just Phineas, it's gonna
Yeah,
Did
she
you
does
hear
that.
Did you hear what Phineas said in an interview the other day?
What?
This like blew my mind. They were like, "What would you do if Billie decided to work with another producer?" And he was like taking a sip of water, and he like stops like mid thing, and he's like, "That won't happen because I'm very territorial." And I was
Well,
like,
I think like it just someone
I was
else
like,
needs to
"Calm
be
down, doll."
Yeah, someone else needs to be introduced. You can't be with the same person.
I think the
unless
next-
unless the producer's also evolving, like which is very
Yeah.
rare, very rare.
I do think if like maybe not like taking Phineas off it completely, but adding other people
Yeah,
in as
into
well
the
for new
mix.
perspectives. Like
Yeah.
there is a thing that like I do like Phineas working on everything that she does purely on the fact that he knows her better than anyone else, and that's why he gets such good stuff out of her.
Yeah.
But I do hope that in future they add other people in the mix of it, so there's other ideas coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, even though I think this album was fantastic. Hit Me Hard and Soft was great. But yeah, that's like how I feel about it. But we're going to talk about Brat.
The reason why we talked about all this is because it was a potential rumor that some songs were about Taylor Swift on the album.
Well,
That's
Sympathy
why.
is a Knife was the one. There's
Yeah.
a few songs on this album that people have tried to say is like about blah, blah. Charli has said that there's no songs on the album that are about anyone, but Sympathy is a Knife is what people were thinking as Taylor Swift. People thought that Girls So Confusing was about Lorde, and also some people thought it was about Marina. And then Von Dutch, everyone apparently thinks is about Rina Sawayama because they had a falling out like right before Von Dutch.
Didn't Apple also people thought?
Apple was also another one that I think people thought had something to do with, I don't know who it was. I think it's maybe Taylor.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
you know, if she says it's not, you know, I'm going to like give her the benefit of the doubt of like, you know, sure, like if that's what she's saying, but like take what you want from it. Music's very much up to like interpretation.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I love Brat and, you know, I love this album. By the way, we didn't even put it up here. We might as well put it up here behind
Yeah.
Lydia. Give her a green background.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
Just
I'm a
have it above
brat.
her. Brat.
I am a brat.
Have you seen that girl on TikTok, that woman that owns the vinyl store?
Yeah, you showed me.
I love her. Have you seen her?
No.
There's this girl and she owns this vinyl store and she has been literally obsessed with Charli XCX all year, like gearing up for this Brat record, and every day she's promoting Brat. When Brat came out, she put her whole wall was covered in Brat vinyls. She only wears neon green now, like ever since the album's come out. To the point that Charlie's noticed and did a live stream with her and was like, I love you. I think you're so great.
I
like,
love her.
Invited her to come to shows and like
Yeah.
meet Charlie and like all these things. It's so good.
I love. See, she
And her
is
like
just so
and her
good.
content's like, who am I? I'm a brat. You know it.
Yay! It's very like
so
it's very
good.
Britney coded.
It's so good. I love it so much. But
Oh God, I
with
love her and I
that
don't
being
even know
said,
her.
yeah, I will show you after this. With that being said, let's dive into Brat. What do we think about Brat as an album?
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, it is.
Chef's
Fucking
kiss.
good.
Holy
It's so
guacamole.
good.
When Ben listened to Brat, he was like, I think you're gonna have to listen to it a couple times. Like I think you're just gonna have to let it digest on you. And then I listened to it like once through and I was like, no, I literally love it.
No, I think this like is. You know how we're talking about the cuntification. This
This album is exceptional.
certified cunty. You know, like I just love
This
it.
is like the album I think Charlie's always been like dying to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
It also feels like this is like the reason that she became a musician is to
Yeah.
get this album out there. I'm so scared for Charli when it comes to following this album up because
Yeah.
it is like this is her like peak album in my opinion.
I feel like she's gonna constantly evolve. Like you've
She will.
seen, like look at the progress. Oh wait, well we're not at the beginning. I was gonna say,
look at her.
look at her in her fucking undies. But now she's. Oh well, she got more clothes there, and then yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. But I was talking about the progression of the album.
She digresses.
I digress.
Well,
Yeah, Brat fucking slaps. The whole era that she's living in right now fucking slaps. Her outfits, her hair, her
Yeah.
energy that she's bringing. I hope she brings this tour to Australia because, oh my goodness, it would literally be amazing
It'd
to
be.
watch.
It
It would
would
be
be.
so good.
have you seen the videos of her like having the giant Brat sign up and she like
Yeah.
pulls it down during like the song? Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be there and watch that happen.
Yeah, and I feel like, oh, she's just giving punk rock, like, girl living her life. Like, it genuinely feels like the way she's living right now is who she's always been and who she wants to have been, like, showed off this whole time. Like,
Yeah.
I love when she does, like, interviews. She's done a lot of, like, TikTok interviews for this, and they always
Yeah.
be like, so what is, like, a Brat piece of clothing for you? And she's like, sunglasses. Sunglasses in the day, sunglasses at nighttime, sunglasses in the club when you can't see. Sunglasses, and she, like, just goes on this list.
I
and
watched
it's
someone
so
was
funny.
like, what's the Brat starter kit? She was like, sunglasses, a white tank top, no bra, jeans, a handbag, a Von Dutch hat, and a pack of cigs.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's her uniform right now.
I was like, it's beautiful.
She's fucking iconic.
No, she's so, I just like can't with her. Like she's like my like favorite person right now. I'm like
too.
so obsessed with.
I wish I could be
This
her,
human
honestly.
being.
She's so cool.
She's so
cool.
she's the
She's so
coolest
fucking
bitch.
cool.
She to me is our modern day Paris Hilton, like the it girl. You know, like how Paris was like the it girl of the 2000s.
Yeah.
I feel like Charlie's like that. She's like the
She's
it girl
paving
of
the
right
way.
now. She's like everyone's talking about her. She's such a fucking trendsetter.
Exactly.
You know, like I've literally Camila Cabello made I Love It. That sounds like a Charli XCX song. Katy Perry's whole new like promo she's been doing for this she literally looks like Charli XCX.
Yeah.
Like she is literally everyone wants to do what Charli XCX is doing right now.
And
Not
she-
saying like
she
it's in
makes
a
so
bad
many
way, but
songs
like
for people too.
Oh,
I
she
know,
does, yeah.
like she's it.
She's the it girl.
Girl.
Love her so much.
Yeah.
You're starting this off, Elise. What's your top 5?
Okay, my top 5 literally changed today because so I'll say my number 5 is So This song was initially going to be my bottom until I found out the reason behind this song,
Yeah, Sophie.
and holy guacamole, it like fully changed the way I hear this song now.
It's
like,
so beautiful.
So beautiful. I did not know anything about Sophie until I went to a Flume concert with Connor. And so I didn't know about Sophie and about everything. And I watched an interview with Charli talking about Sophie and about this song.
Yeah, that brought me to tears.
And when she was breaking down, that was
I
a
haven't
lot.
seen that. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
she
gonna have
breaks
to see
down in
that.
like an interview, like full, like crying about how like
You know
how much
Sophie,
Sophie
right?
meant to.
No, who's Sophie?
Sophie was like a gay icon, like really like paved this electronic pop kind of like situation.
Okay.
She was a queen. She has unfortunately passed away she was like on a roof and she fell off accidentally. So it was like she wasn't meant to leave. And so a lot of artists like have such strong ties to her. And in this song, she's basically saying how, like, when Sophie was with her, she pushed her away so much. Makes me tear up, honestly, thinking about it. And then she's like, there's literally a line that says, like, oh, you asked me if I wanted to come out to dinner, and I said, no, that's fine, next time.
Oh.
And, like, it literally, like, knowing the, like, reason of the song, like, just changed the way you, hear it.
perspective.
And she says, like, I cry, like, I thought it wasn't fine, but, like, it's okay that I cry now, something like that.
Yeah, I also, there's one that got me is like, there's a line in the song where she's talking about how she got the news, like at Christmas, like just after Christmas, she got the news about Sophie's passing.
Yeah.
And then she said, and I didn't know how to act, so I just watched her videos online,
Yeah.
like to like process it. And like, I was like, oh.
And there's, like, for me, like, Sophie isn't really talked about. So, like, for, like, artists, like, big artists like Charli XCX to come out and say, like, Sophie is an amazing person. Like,
Yeah.
people need to know who Sophie is.
When I saw, so last year I got to see Caroline Polachek for the first time, who I love, who also was really good friends with
Yeah.
Sophie. And because they all run in that same circle.
Yeah.
And right before Caroline did my favorite Caroline's song called I Believe, she said this song is for Sophie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and the whole audience was like, you know, like so taken by it because it was like, you know, and it was also pretty new.
Yeah.
Like when Caroline did that. So yeah, it was it was a beautiful, beautiful like moment.
Yeah,
But
when I saw Flume
Sophie's
dedicated a song to
Sophie's
Sophie.
touched a lot of people.
Yeah, Flume, like, it was like when we went to see Flume, he was like, the backstage is where I met Sophie for the first time, so, like, I'm really triggered tonight, not gonna lie. And it was like, oh my goodness. So this song was initially in my bottom until I found that out, and I was like,
Wow.
holy, it wasn't like my
for you.
bottom, it was like my not a fan. And then when Connor told me about that, I was like, okay, so it's a lot now. Like, this is a lot, you know? And I literally went to Aldi today and I was driving and I put that song on because I was like, okay, I gotta hear that song now. And I was like, okay, this is a lot right now. Like, I can't. So, yeah. My number 4 is Apple. Really love that song. Love that she's hinting at maybe potentially being a mum soon.
Also on
I think it's time.
no, it's
Hold on.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah, I think about it all the time. But yeah. And this one, she like hints about like wanting seeds, basically, and she wants to like potentially like move on to being a mum, which I'm like, ooh. 365. I like 365 better than 360. I like the beat change. Number 2 is Sympathy is a Knife. And number 1 is Von Dutch. This song is
She's just living that life.
I'm just living that life.
It's so good.
It's such a good song.
I love it. Mine is sort of similar to yours, sort of not. Number 5 is Talk Talk. I love this song. This is going to be like the Pride song of the year.
Yeah.
This song is giving like absolutely like gay anthem. It's so good. Number 4, I've got to say, and you did this in last episode, so I have permission. I have 2 songs in my 4th spot, 360 and 365.
Yeah, I was initially going to do that too.
I literally could not separate the 2 of them because I love both of them so much. I probably, if I was to, I think when I originally made this, I put 365, and then I went, I literally can't not put 360 in this. But they're so fucking good.
Yeah.
Number 3 is So I love this song so much. Number 2 is Von Dutch. I got the Von Dutch hat. I've been waiting to do that literally for the whole 2-parter. But yes, I got a Von Dutch hat on because number 2 is Von Dutch. And my favourite song is Sympathy is a Knife, which is probably my favourite Charli XCX song ever.
Yeah, Sympathy and Ice fucking slaps.
So good.
So good.
Okay. Number 5, Mean Girls.
Number 5 is going to be my number 5. Mean Girls is going to be my number 5. And then
Mean
So
Girls
I
is so
took it
good. Do you
over.
know one thing I will say before you dive into this?
What?
When I heard this song for the first time and the way she describes this girl, I went, oh my God, she's talking about Lydia. Worships Lana Del Rey in her AirPods.
It's me. It's
like, I was like,
me.
this is literally Lydia.
So it's only fitting. For Girl, so confusing.
So confusing sometimes.
Number 3, Talk Talk. Was that one of yours as well? Yeah. Number 2, 360, and number 1, Von Dutch. I listen to Von Dutch all the time at the gym. It's the best one to like just strut around and feel like you're that bitch. If I've ever given anyone like a look at the gym and I'm like, I'm listening to Von Dutch, like 100%. I'm giving brat energy when I listen to this. So
Love it.
okay.
My bottoms, this was really difficult. Honestly,
Oh,
these
yeah.
aren't bottoms for me.
They're not.
Bottoms. I don't want to skip them. I don't want to waste them. Like, I want to keep them. My not a fan is Girl, So Confusing.
I love that one.
My skip it is B2B.
Back to
B2B.
back.
Back to back, yeah. And then my Erase It, which is probably like my least favorite song on the album, is Spring Breakers, the deluxe
Really?
track. I think I'm not going to put it in my playlist.
Wow, that's like been like, so there's a whole thing behind Spring Breakers because Spring Breakers got leaked before Von Dutch even had like come out. And people were going crazy over the sample of Spring Breakers and everyone was like, put it on there. When the track list got announced and Spring Breakers was on there, people were so upset and had been like hounding her for Spring Breakers this whole time. And then on launch day of the album, when she promoted it and said Brat's out now, she was walking to Spring Breakers and everyone was like, fuck you for like teasing us with Spring Breakers. It's not even on there. And then it was on the deluxe. So it like is a fan favorite song.
Not my fan favorite.
Not yours.
Fair enough. Mine is very different to yours. Number 3. This one I really hate having in my bottom 3 because I actually do love this song, but it's one that I probably skip the most. I might say Something Stupid. Even though I think the song is beautiful.
I actually do. Yeah, I like that song.
I think it's so stunning. Number 2 for me, my skip it is Rewind. It's just like sort of there. And then my least favorite, even though I do like this song, is I Think About It All the Time.
So you just don't want her to be a mum, is what I'm hearing.
Have we not talked about that I'm not a fan of children?
You're like, no, Charli. You can't be doing it.
Were you like listening to it and you're like, no, your career does mean something,
Babe,
Charli.
you need to be smoking those cigarettes. Like,
Because, you know, she says, like, my career is so, like nothing compared to the rest of my life. I'm feeling existential. So what I'm hearing is you don't want her to be happy in her life. That's what I'm hearing.
I actually am all here for her and George.
Yeah, they would make cute
and
babies.
like I would be. I mean, look, my favorite artist has just had 2 kids and hasn't made an album in 10 years because of it.
Oh, Riri.
So I can wait for Charli to have a child. She's given me this, but it's just the one that like I think out of the whole record is the one that I skip because it's like, especially this album is very much like doof 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 until this one song, and I'm sort of like, okay.
No, I'll listen to it. I
like it. Don't get me wrong. I think about it all the time. It's just like I reckon this song will probably grow on me too as well. Like, I think this list will change all the time. Like Scarlet, how I said every week this changes. Yeah. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Lydia?
Okay, number 3. I think about it all the time.
So you don't want her to have kids either?
Look,
You just don't want her to be happy. Like, we get it.
Anyways.
Boom, clap.
Boom. That was a trigger word. Boom.
Big boobs.
Big boobs.
Boom, clap.
Boom, boom, clap. Number 2, Rewind. Not for me. Number 1, Everything is Romantic.
Okay, that I can't agree with you on.
Sorry.
Everything is Romantic was almost in my top 5. That song fucking slaps.
No.
But the other 2 I agree with because they were in mine too.
This album's so good. None of them are my bottoms. They're literally all in my top.
One that I do think when I first listened to it, I was like, oh yeah, it's cute. Has really like I think could eventually become part of my top 5 is Apple as well. I really like Apple. It's really
Love
cool.
Apple.
It's a
really
great
good
song.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole like album is.
You know what else is I want to give a shout out to? Club Classics. That one's a fucking bob too.
One as well. Actually, fun tea on this. So when I first made this list, there was a song in my bottoms that is no longer in my bottoms. It's not in my top 5, but it almost ended up in my top 5. Is Guess from the Deluxe. I remember I listened to it the first time and I was like, not a fan of this song. And then I listened to it a few more times and I was like, this song fucking slaps. Like, it is like 2000s club, like anthem style sound. Yeah. So yeah, no, I really like this song. It's really good.
Also, wasn't Club Classics and another song singles? So it was like a mini EP?
They were like promo songs,
right,
back to back, and Club Classics were promos. But the 2 singles were Von Dutch and 360.
Club Classic.
Club I Want to Dance with George.
I want to be George. That's a good one.
I love George is literally all over the Brat record. Like she talks about George the whole album, and I love that.
How long have they been together for now?
Well, they're fiancés now.
Yeah, quite a while. I think they've at least been together for about maybe 4 years.
Oh, I love that.
I'm not sure. Maybe less.
Living your 1975 dream.
Literally.
I've literally never listened to them in my life.
Wow. Even I'm like a semi-fan. Have you never listened to the 1975 album?
Never listened
to them in my life.
You never even listened to Girls?
Or Chocolate?
No.
Really? Or Sex? Wow, that's a shocker.
That will be a good episode.
Just Girls.
You will
breaking hearts.
get it. You will fucking.
Do you like the song Girls?
I fucking love the 1975.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not going to be a band I'm going to get into.
No, they will.
No, they're definitely not going to be a band you get into.
Yeah, Elise is being a realist, and Lydia is like, no.
You're going to love them.
I feel like they're just not for me. Like, I don't know. I've heard songs of theirs before. I don't know them, like, to the point where like, you sang that at me and I knew what it was. I did not know what it was.
Just
but, like,
Girls.
People have listened to the 975 around me and I've, like, literally just been like, no thanks.
There's some in the work playlist.
Yeah, and I probably just have. That makes it worse.
You'll
That
like
makes
go
it
through and be
worse.
like,
I'm probably gonna hear it and go, I hate this fucking.
It'll be
band."
your boom clap.
But I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it for George.
Yeah.
George.
George
Who is
boy.
George in the band?
He's the drummer, isn't he?
I think so.
Because Maddie is the
Lead singer.
lead singer.
Yeah, he's a lot.
Yeah, no. So is his ex-girlfriend. But anyway.
She don't want to see her
His
backstage.
current girlfriend is so pretty.
Really?
Is she?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I forgot her name, but she's on TikTok or something.
Go off. I love that.
She's so like cunty. I love it.
I love
think they're
that.
still together.
Good for them. Well, we actually have hit the end of Charli XCX. It's honestly sad. I loved talking about
Love
these
Charli.
songs. They're so good. But of course, that just means we're on to another artist.
Well, no, we have to give our areas.
Of course, we're going to
Yeah.
do that first.
Yeah.
We didn't say it last week. We gave you like a little like which one's winning so far. And it was for us, it was Pop 2, except for Lydia, who was Sucker.
Yeah.
Now that we're at the end, Elise, what era is a win? What era is in the bin? And what era are you in?
Oh, I think I love Brat, but I'm not in Brat era. Like, that's not where I am at my point in life. I think I'm in Pop 2. Like, I'm
Right.
in that point of my life. So I think that's the era I'm in. The era that's the win is Brat, for sure. For sure, Brat. Era in the bin, I'm going to say, like, True Romance and Sucker together.
Oh, together. She threw 2 in the bin.
That was a hate crime you just performed.
True Romance is in the bin just
Boom,
because it's the first album. It's the first album. Like, you compare True Romance to Brat.
Oh, yeah. You put them together and you're like, wow.
look.
Lydia, what era is a win?
Okay.
What era is in the bin?
She's about to put
I've had-
Pop
And what
2 in
era?
the bin.
No. I've had to just
Are you
like
in?
look at and just be like, which ones? Okay, so I'd say which era is a win, right? Okay.
Don't you dare say Sucker right now.
She's going to.
Sucker.
It's a win.
It's a win. I fucking I can't. She will always be up there for me. She'll always be up there. I love Brat as well, but like Sucker just sucks me back in. Apart from Boom Clap.
She needs her love.
I don't need no Boom Clap though.
You always need some boom clap.
I always be getting
You
that Boom
always
Clap.
be getting that boom boom clap.
I always be getting that Boom Clap.
She's also in that boom boom pow.
I'm doing it. Anyways, and then which era is a bin? In the bin. I would.
Lydia going up and down the
Yeah, I
list
know.
is
It's really
sending me.
fucking hard. I would probably say number one, Angel for me. Like, which sounds kind of criminal. I'm sorry, but I just think in comparison to the other ones, and then which one am I in? I would say True Romance. I would say
No, you are not.
I'm so
You're in your Brat era, you fucking crazy.
I'm kind of in my Brat era.
You're fucking in your Brat
But
era.
also True Romance.
No, you're not.
I just love, you know why? Because when I was revisiting like the music videos, I love that she just be doing it on Video Star. Like, I love a Video Star bitch. And I just go, me.
You are in your Brat era. We are not taking
Okay,
True
fine,
Romance.
I'm in my Brat era.
There is no way True Romance is the era you are in right now.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Mixed with, maybe if they had like a hybrid. And
No,
like
it's
that's
purely
No, you're in
Brat.
your Brat.
It's
Okay, I'd
purely
be Brat.
You'd be living
I'd even
that
put
life.
Crash
Love
above
it.
True Romance for you.
Okay, oh fuck, I forgot about Crush.
No, you're in your Brat era.
You're in your Brat
for
era.
Okay,
sure.
I'm in my Brat era.
True Romance was nowhere near the era you're in right now, babes.
No, babes, I'm in my True Romance.
I feel like you're more of a sucker than a True Romance.
She will never go back to her Sucker era.
I am still in my Sucker era. Low-key.
You're in your London Queen era.
I mean, I'm not even going to London when I go to Europe, so I can't be my
That's
London
criminal.
That is
queen.
so random.
I know. Fuck London. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
my
Just
God.
tell Charli
Tell
you don't want
Charli
to
you
have
don't
kids
like
and then
it.
fuck
No,
her.
I just think that like out of all the places I'm going, it's just not what I'm not. Yeah, it doesn't tickle my
Yeah.
fancy.
You prefer to go to Paris.
We.
Wait. Well, are you gonna like intro me into it?
Yeah,
or-
go on.
Yeah.
What era are you in, Ben?
I'm in my Brat era
Yeah.
for sure.
Of course.
Brat for sure. I fucking.
For sure.
Well, I mean, No, yeah, I'm in my brat era.
You're definitely in your brat era.
Are you kidding? I'm always in my brat era. This is literally me just being an icon.
Yeah.
Slay. What era is in the bin for me? Well, first of all, era in the win. Sorry, I should say first. Era that's a win for me is Brat. And
No, you have to pick another one.
No.
You have to pick another one in the win. You can't have the same. She has 8 albums. You cannot pick the same one.
Well, I'll say okay, so Brat is now my favorite album of hers, but I'll say the one that was my favorite album of hers before Brat came out is How I'm Feeling Now.
Stun.
Love that record.
Yeah.
So I'll say that if I'm in my Brat era. And then my least favorite by like literally a long shot is True Romance. Are you kidding me, bitch?
I love her. I need justice for True Romance.
You're never going to find it, babe.
There's someone in the comments, link down below, your favorite True Romance songs.
And they're going to be like, I've never heard this fucking album.
That's the question of the week. What's your favorite True Romance song?
We're going to have no replies.
They're going to say, what album?
Like, sorry, who?
But with that being said, we, of course, are going to move next week into a new artist. Does everyone have a word to describe our next artist?
I do. Chaos.
I love that.
Oh, I have another one, but I can't say that.
No. I'm going to say... Cowboy.
I'm going to say Roller Coaster.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
Thanks. I thought it myself.
She had a thong. She thought.
I had another word, and I'm glad I didn't say it because I think I would have given it away with yours.
Really?
But, yeah, I'm going to say Cowboy then. And no, it's not Cowboy Carter Part 2.
We're doing Beyonce again.
Yes.
We weren't happy with our answers.
We're going to do it every song from worst to best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe one day. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching our episode today. Thank you for coming on this 2-part journey with us through Charli XCX, Miss Lydia.
It was a pleasure having you.
Thank
doll.
you guys for having me. This shit is so fun. So please always come back to me whenever you want to do something.
Yeah, you'll be back.
Especially Marina, Lana, Miley, Kesha, George Michael.
The George Michael episode will happen in 2030.
I mean, he's not releasing any new music, so it's not like because he's dead. So, you know.
I was going to say, babe, do you not know? I was going to be like,
Oh,
I hope you haven't heard.
got news for you.
I was like, we're going to have to talk about something
She's
after the
like,
podcast.
oh my gosh, I'm just waiting for that new album.
Can I just like drop the lore about how I found out about George Michael's death? I had just came off the plane at
From
I
LAX?
hopped off the plane at LAX. I get off the fucking plane and I'm meeting my best friend. Oh, hello.
Sorry.
I'm Sononia Fayen. I was meeting my best friend for the first time. We were internet best friends, and she lives in America, LAX. So I hopped the plane, and I hug her and everything like that. And she's, oh my God, so excited to meet you. And then she goes, George Michael died, by the way. I go, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, whilst you were in the fucking air, George Michael fucking died. And I was like, this is a lot for me to process. I've just met my best friend for the first time, and George Michael's just died. And it was on Christmas, which is wild because of his song Last Christmas.
So you flew into LAX on the 25th of December.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Why?
You're really giving fan fiction like I'm in my life.
No, I was the main character. I was 14 years old, and I just fucking hopped. I don't know what my mum was thinking to let me on a plane.
You were like on Wattpad, reading like airport
No, I was reading
stories?
smut.
Yeah.
Not the smart.
He did it up the ass.
No, I was reading fan fictions about One Direction and how the mum would sell you for Xanax, and then you were One Direction sex slave, and then I don't know how we got here, but
That's what makes you beautiful.
Live while you're young.
can we do a One Direction episode? Invite me for that too, please.
Oh my God, a One Direction episode would be wild. We can
That'd
do
be
that.
so fun.
But with that being said, if you want to follow the icon that is Miss Lydia, where can they find you?
So my Instagram is Lydia Ashworth. That's LYDIAASHWORTH, but with 2 H's on the end.
So HH.
HH.
Yeah, and with us you can find you know the
find
rest.
us.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course, if you want to follow the podcast, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and all of those things at What Era Podcast. But if you want to follow our personal journeys, you'll find it.
I was going to say as well, if you guys want to donate to a really good cause, which is my bank account. My BSB. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Send me a DM and I'll send you my BSB account number and you can send me some money.
She will be, in fact, sending videos of her singing back.
Yeah, I will. Trust me, I will.
She actually will. I'm not kidding. Like, you think we're kidding, but I promise you, she will do it.
Yeah.
She will.
She really wants this to happen.
Someone once told me I sound like Kesha, so if you want me to sing a Kesha song, it'll genuinely sound like
If you
her.
wanted to sing a Kesha song,
somewhere. Pray.
Okay, I can't do that note though. Maybe like old Kesha.
if you wanted to sing a Kesha song, that is $2.
That is $2, and if you want me to like shake my ass in it, that's an extra $10.
Oh damn, $12 to shake some ass.
To Kesha.
Yeah.
To Careless Whistle.
Your love is my joke.
You know how to find me. You know where I be.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Well, with that being said, we will see you guys next week. And yeah, have a good week, everyone.
Love y'all.
Bye-bye.